Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lynn. Namaskar. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Modi gives away the National Creators Awards and he lauds the awardees for their talent and their passion. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar concludes his visit to Japan and calls on the Prime Minister Kishida, conveys PM Modi's best regards and values Kishida's guidance on the global and strategic partnership. It's International Women's Day, a day to imagine and build a gender-equal world free of bias, stereotypes and discrimination. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi presented the first ever National Creators Award at the Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. The awards were presented for multiple categories, including the Best Creator for Social Change Award, the Favorite Green Champion Award, the Disruptor of the Year Award, Best Creator in Tech Category Award and Best Storyteller Award. During his address, PM Modi said that National Creators Award recognizes the talent of our creators community and it celebrates their passion to use creativity for driving a positive change.
ईश्वर कृपा है, मैं समय से पहले समय को भांप सकता हूं और इसलिए ये पहला ऐसा अवार्ड है जो शायद आने वाले दिनों में बहुत प्रमुख स्थान लेने वाला है। ये इस नए युग को एनर्जाइज कर रहे आप सब युवाओं को सम्मान देना, क्रिएटिविटी को सम्मान देना और समाज की रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी के प्रति जो संवेदनशीलता है उसको सम्मान करने का अवसर है।
Well, reacting to the first ever National Creators Award, the recipients praised the initiative and the way it's going to inspire the next generation of content creators. Let's listen to what they've said.
India is actually the first country that is recognizing and rewarding the content creators. Even if you are a content creator at home, I think this just encourages them, inspires them, motivates them to do better.
This was one of its kind, and this was for the first time we were doing. So I first of all must congratulate the government, India, the entire team of MyGov, who has tirelessly worked in this, and especially our Honorable Prime Minister, under whose leadership this has come through.
Firstly, it's a great honor that even creators are getting appreciated just like any other art form. So then for the next generation of creators, it's going to be a little bit easier to convince their parents that yes, this is going to be a viable career option.
This, I would say, is the seal of approval, and this would be something that all the creators, me and many others, would look forward to going forward. And this would be the award, this would be one of the big ones, because in India, I would say that how our country is, all the content creators, their audiences are all across India. So going forward, this is just the beginning.
A lot of people, it's really important to get that extra level of validation. I think a lot of industries have, traditional industries already have that validation from the government. To really have it honored and recognized by the government itself is a big deal for us. And I think more importantly, seeing that's going to motivate a lot more younger, creative, talented people out there to start making content because they see, no, this is legitimate. This can get you places. You can do something with this.
Out of almost 2 lakh people, 23 got awarded, and all that too for something which touched the audience or touching the society in a way. So from next year, I guess it'll the numbers will increase by 1 more zero, I guess, and it'll inspire more and more people to nominate themselves and also at the same time their favorite creators. So it'll create a huge impact in coming years.
Well, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Friday called on the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo Jaishankar conveyed the warm greetings of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to the Japanese Premier and apprised him of the progress made in the foreign minister's strategic dialogue. He lauded Fumio Kishida's valuable guidance on further strengthening of the global and special strategic partnership. Earlier, Dr. Jaishankar, in fact, addressed the Nikkei Forum on the India-Japan partnership on Friday, in which he asserted that both the countries are convergent on the big picture and the key concerns, with the improved inclination and ability to respond in a more coordinated manner. The minister said that partisanship has identified more, in fact, the partnership has identified more increased cooperation as well, and the ties will draw strength from their activities together, especially the Quad, as the world and the Indo-Pacific and the two countries evolved. The minister said that the India-Japan relationship, within it lies many of a solution to the world's problems.
India-Japan ties will both draw strength from our larger activities together, especially from the Quad, but as well contribute to its effectiveness and to its breadth. The bottom line is that the world is changing, the Indo-Pacific is changing, India and Japan are changing, but that in our relationship, many solutions for us nationally as well as for the region and for the world lie there.
Well, on Indian nationals who have been duped to work in the Russian army, the External Affairs Ministry spokesperson has said that India has strongly taken up this matter for an early discharge of the Indian nationals, and the government of India is committed to the early release of the nationals.
Several Indian nationals have been duped to work with the Russian army. We have strongly taken up the matter with the Russian government for early discharge of such Indian nationals. Strong action has been initiated against agents and unscrupulous elements who recruited them on false pretexts and promises. The CBI yesterday busted a major human trafficking network, conducting searches in several cities and collecting incriminating evidence. A case of human trafficking has been registered against several agents. We once again appeal to Indian nationals to not be swayed by offers made by agents for support jobs with the Russian army. This is fraught with danger and risk to life. We remain committed to early release of our nationals serving as support staff with the Russian army and their eventual return home.
The Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson also said that India's President Draupadi Murmu will be making a state visit to Mauritius from the 11th to the 13th of March to attend the National Day celebrations of Mauritius, which will be on the 12th of March.
Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, will undertake a state visit to the Republic of Mauritius from 11th to 13th March 2024 to attend the National Day celebrations of Mauritius. On 12th March, as the chief guest on the invitation of the government of Mauritius. President Murmu will hold bilateral meetings with the President of the Republic of Mauritius, His Excellency Mr. Prithviraj Singh Rupun, and Prime Minister of Mauritius, His Excellency Mr. Pravin Kumar Jagannath.
Sweden has joined NATO in Washington on Thursday, 2 years after Russia's invasion of the Ukraine forced it to rethink its national security policy and conclude that support for the alliance was the Scandinavian nation's best guarantee of safety. The Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson handed over the final documentation to the US government on Thursday, the last step in a drawn-out process to secure the backing of all members to join the military alliance. Good things come to those who wait, the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said as he received Sweden's accession documents from Kristersson. Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson said that Sweden is joining NATO in order to defend its freedom and democracy He also looked forward to making the world safer and freer together with the United States and all other NATO allies.
This is a historic event for our country. After more than 200 years of non-alignment, Sweden has joined the Western defense community. Together we become stronger and safer. It is a big step, but at the same time a natural step. The membership means that we have come home to a larger number of democracies working together for peace and freedom, to our own neighboring countries, cooperation for security, home to the circle of nations where we have long belonged. Sweden is a remarkable country, and we are joining NATO to even better defend what we are and what we believe in, our freedom and our democracy.
In his State of the Union address, the U.S. President Joe Biden welcomed Sweden as the newest member of NATO, stating that now the alliance is stronger than ever.
America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace. And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever. We welcomed Finland to the alliance last year. And just this morning, Sweden officially joined.
And the UK Foreign Minister, David Cameron, has announced that they will work alongside with the United States to open a maritime corridor to deliver aid directly to Gaza. The European Union has also said that they will open a humanitarian corridor from Cyprus to Gaza, whose pilot run will begin today. The European Commission President, Ursula von der Leyen, met with the Cypriot President in Nicosia to inspect facilities for aid shipments. Several countries are either already airdropping aid into Gaza or are planning to do so as famine concerns mount. The U.S. is planning to construct a temporary port in Gaza to get more humanitarian aid into the territory by sea. The temporary port will increase the amount of humanitarian assistance to Palestinians by hundreds of additional truckloads. The U.S. and its Middle East allies are ramping up airdrops of food into Gaza. The U.S. military carried out its third airdrop, dropping more than 38,000 meals. In joint efforts with France and Belgium, Jordanian armed forces also dropped aid over Gaza. In a statement, they said that they carried out 9 aid airdrops in the northern Gaza Strip. The United Nations has said international focus should be on large-scale distribution and entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza by land, but any way to deliver more aid is obviously good. And DD India correspondent Alex Kedia reports from Jerusalem.
Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs just a few minutes ago saying that Israel welcomes the launch of the maritime corridor from Cyprus to the Gaza Strip, saying that the Cypriot initiative will allow for the increase of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip after security checks according to Israeli standards. And we've seen a similar statement from Israeli officials after the announcement that came out from President Biden's State of the Union speech. The statement from the Foreign Ministry here goes on to say that Israel will continue to fight Hamas, which calls for the destruction of the state of Israel. And we've seen just in less than an hour ago a statement from the USA, the UK, the European Commission, the UAE, some European member states, as well as Cyprus, of course, saying that they will work with the UN. Cyprus will convene officials from all the interested parties to figure out exactly how this maritime corridor will work, and they also welcomed the construction of a temporary pier by the United States. That pier will allow bigger ships to dock. The port in Gaza currently can only hold small fishing vessels, and so that will really allow the flow of aid to go in. But certainly that measure is being welcomed by the Israeli government, who's also being pressured by its allies to open more road crossings into Gaza. So really some strong reaction, a supportive reaction from the Israeli government so far.
Terror struck northeast Nigeria after gunmen kidnapped dozens of pupils in northern part of the country on Thursday. Parents said that on the arrival at the school, the gunmen started shooting sporadically before abducting dozens of pupils and disappearing into the bush. This was the biggest abduction targeting a school since 2021. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live, Mahashivaratri is being celebrated with religious fervor. Devotees believe the cosmic energy is at its peak. And Australia's Great Barrier Reef is in the grip of a mass coral bleaching event driven by global heating. This is the 5th time in 8 years.
Donald Trump threatening to leave NATO to fend for itself. Is crypto the future of digital money, and are we ready for it? Is there a whole new world out there deep under the Pacific? Watch Connecting the Dots to get the full picture every Friday at 8 p.m. IST on.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Mark Lynn. India shelters nearly 8% of all recorded species amid a population representing 18% of humanity. Guided by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visionary leadership, substantial efforts have been made to protect the invaluable wildlife and habitats of this remarkable country. Tapas Bhattacharya reports.
Welcome to India, one of the mega diversity countries of the world where nearly 8% of all recorded species find sanctuary amidst a population representing 18% of humanity. Under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi, significant strides have been taken to safeguard the precious wildlife and habitats of this extraordinary nation. Since 2014, the number of protected areas have soared from 745 to 1,022, covering 5.28% of India's geographic expanse. But it is not just about demarcating land, it is about empowering communities. There has been a substantial increase in establishment of community reserves. The number of community reserves in the country has risen from 43 in the year 2014 to 220 presently, and the result speaks volumes. The majestic Asiatic lions have seen their numbers swell from 411 to 674, while India's tiger population, the global custodian of 3/4 of wild tigers, has surged from 1,706 to an inspiring 3,682. In the high reaches of the Himalayas, the elusive snow leopard now finds hope. With the release of the snow leopard population assessment in India, we learned that 718 of these magnificent cats roam across Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Project Dolphin emerges as a beacon of hope, a testament to Prime Minister Modi's pledge on Independence Day 2020 to safeguard the future of our freshwater and marine dolphins. In India's conservation journey, every thread counts. For in protecting our wildlife and habitat, we safeguard not just our natural heritage, but the very essence of our existence. This is India's pledge, a promise to cherish and protect the wonders of our land for generations to come. With camera person Rahul Chopra, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Kaziranga in Assam.
On International Women's Day, the President of India, Draupadi Murmu, welcomed a special gathering of women at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. In a poignant display of recognition and solidarity, President Murmu celebrated the achievements of women from diverse backgrounds. DD India correspondent Siddharth Bharadwaj reports.
In one of the country's most stunning architectural wonders, these women are commemorating unity, achievements and empowerment, a testament to the nation's progress and inclusivity. Today, on International Women's Day, women from special categories and tribal backgrounds were honored in a special gathering at Rashtrapati Bhavan, as President of India, Draupadi Murmu, met with them to celebrate their achievements. In a gesture of recognition and solidarity, President Draupadi Murmu welcomed the special category of women and tribal women's self-help groups to the presidential residence.
Oh my God, this is overwhelming today because I met President of India so closely, and she was so humble to, accept our wishes and speak to us. I'm truly honored today. Thank you so much. And today on International Women's Day, I wish every woman of our country and otherwise in globe to excel in every field you are and support other women to make 1 into 11 and 211 and so many more.
During the interaction, the women shared inspiring stories of overcoming challenges and making significant contributions to their communities. From entrepreneurship to leadership roles, these women exemplify the spirit of determination and empowerment.
Actually, we are from Mizoram and we are so glad that we came here to an NRLM. So we can't forget this moment.
Our team is from Goa. We are privileged here to celebrate the International Women's Day in such a beautiful way by visiting the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Our Goa government has given us this special opportunity to visit here. These are our traditional Kunbi saris which are made by us in Goa. So it is a really very much privilege to attend and be here.
On this International Women's Day, the meeting at Rashtrapati Bhavan served as a powerful reminder of the strength and resilience of women and the importance of supporting their empowerment.
From breaking barriers to shaping history, women continue to inspire us all. It's International Women's Day today, and women are championing every sector in the society. And in the future, the graph will just go higher and higher. With camera person Pramod, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in New Delhi.
Well, 8th March is International Women's Day, and it's celebrated every year to promote a sense of unity and solidarity among women globally. The women workforce at India's Prasar Bharati, which is the public broadcaster, Doordarshan, came together to share experiences, support each other, and celebrate their collective strength in pursuing equal rights and opportunities. Here's a report.
Good evening. The headlines. Brisk to moderate polling is reported in the Nagaland Assembly elections.
For decades, Doordarshan's news presenters have been iconic figures, embodying trust and authority.
Government of all possible assistance.
Their reassuring presence during challenging periods in India's history cultivated a sense of trust and reliability among viewers.
This is Doordarshan News. Good evening and welcome. In the headlines, Finance Minister says austerity package will not go against the interests of the working class.
From a single news source in the 1980s, Doordarshan now boasts multiple channels catering to diverse regional and thematic audiences. To increase gender diversity in newsrooms, it implemented various initiatives, actively recruited and trained more women journalists, resulting in higher representation of women, not just in news reporting and anchoring roles.
Thank you very much, Ollie Barrett, joining us all from Westminster, London. You're watching DD India Global.
But also engineers behind the scenes, tasked with the most complex functions.
News changes every second, every moment. You have to handle you have to coordinate with the producers, with the editors and everybody. Sometimes as it's a male-dominated society, you have to face them. Sometimes you rebel and sometimes you don't.
From an alert technical director and a cohesive output editor, to the panel producers responsible for the functioning landscape in the broadcast system, all the roles are donned by women.
Has been the performance of India's youth brigade.
Introduction of policies like flexible scheduling and maternity leave benefits have strengthened work-life balance for women employees, contributing to a more inclusive and comprehensive news coverage. As trust in news remains a multifaceted concept, initiatives like training programs for women journalists and encouraging applications from diverse backgrounds help address the gender gap, and this will continue to be the priority. Bureau Report, DD India.
And Mahashivaratri is being celebrated at the famous Pashupati Nath temple in Nepal's Kathmandu, with a fair being organized to distribute free drinks, water, snacks and sweets. The temple is decorated with flowers, buntings and colorful clothes. Here's more.
Lakhs of devotees worldwide visit Pashupatinath on the occasion of Mahashivaratri today. A fair is organized in the Pashupatinath area to celebrate the day. Hundreds of people have put on stalls distributing free drinks, water, snacks and sweets for devotees visiting the temple. The entire temple premise is decorated with flowers, buntings and colorful clothes. Thousands of saints, nagas and sannyasis across the globe were present in the temple, giving blessings and seeking alms. The Kathmandu Valley Police Office has mobilized over 4,000 security persons at the Pashupati area for Mahashivaratri festival. An integrated special security plan was put in place for the festival. In addition to security personnel, drones were mobilized for security. Emergency and rescue teams and ambulances are in standby in case of need. Lakhs of devotees come to Pashupatinath to seek blessings of Lord Mahadev. Shraddha Singh from Kathmandu, DD India.
Let's take a look now at other stories making the news today. And India's Home Minister and the Minister for Cooperation, Amit Shah, launched the National Cooperative Database in New Delhi. This is to capture vital information about India's vast cooperative sector. The Minister released the National Cooperative Database 2023, a report launching the database. The Minister for Cooperation said that this step would give a new speed to the cooperation sector. President Murmu nominated the philanthropist Sudha Murty to Parliament's upper house. Expressing happiness over the nomination, the Prime Minister said Sudha Murty's contributions to diverse fields include social work, philanthropy and education have been immense and inspiring. The Indian government reduced the price of LPG cylinder prices from 1.21, in fact by 1.21 US dollars. This is on Women's Day. And it is in a social media post, the Prime Minister said this is in line with the government's commitment to empowering women and ensuring ease of living for them. And Australia's Great Barrier Reef is experiencing a major coral bleaching event this is consistent with the heat stress patterns over the summer. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority confirmed the widespread bleaching event. Corals can survive, but they can't stunt growth. They can in fact stunt growth, and also this can affect reproduction, this bleaching event. Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. Connect with us on Facebook, X, which was formerly Twitter, and you can contact us on Instagram as well. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lynn from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.